Hey guys, Coach Hunter here. Kenzie helping me out today. So I want to talk about gripping. You know, I get questions about this a fair bit, and it's actually super important because when it comes to grappling, guys, when Mackenzie and I are starting off, right now there's no jiu-jitsu happening because we're not touching each other, right? And that's one of the hard things about jiu-jitsu and social distancing is that grappling at 6 feet away is tough, okay? So as soon as contact's made, now we're grappling, right? But notice that gripping is happening, okay? So I want to start off with a general theory of gripping, which is that it's all about control. Surprise, okay? But control generally requires a numerical advantage. What I mean is I have more hands on the thing than Mackenzie has, okay? So 2-on-1 grips are big in grappling, okay? Or I've got one-on-one grips, so an even kind of trade with positional advantage. We'll talk about that. Or even a 1-on-2 or more, okay, with the right position. We'll talk about all those kind of concepts. But broadly, I want to rely on my fingers as little as possible. Now, some people have just tremendous grip strength naturally, or because they've worked on it, they have physical jobs where they're gripping constantly and they have really strong hands. Some people have really strong hands naturally. I have very weak hands. Don't know why. I lifted for a long time. I've got a pretty good deadlift. Don't know why. My fingers are weak. So my gripping comes from my arms, okay, gripping into things. So I don't use my finger strength a lot. So we have wrist grips, okay, thinking about like their hand up or their hand down, okay. We have elbow grips. Usually there's a set of bones, the radius and the ulna here at the start of the forearm, and that's my pointer finger and thumb grip above those bones. They're kind of like a natural stopper right there, okay, right here, okay. We can think about gripping thumb in, or fingers in the armpit, okay. Less used, sometimes in guard, but sometimes I'll be gripping here, posted in, okay. We also have collar ties, okay. Of course, in jiu-jitsu and the gi, we have more grips, way more gripping options. So I'm not going to get into that today. Gripping the back of the head, same thing as like a Muay Thai plum, just there's only one of them or two. So single collar tie, double collar tie, okay. Underhooking the shoulder, so I'll go on this side, you can see. So I'm gripping underneath the shoulder and high or low, somewhere in between, doesn't really matter. All our underhooks, I'm under the shoulder or over. And typically that means when I'm overhooking, that means they have an underhook. Generally speaking, underhooks are preferable, but not always. Depends on the technique we're applying, okay? Sometimes, if you get really good at using overhooks, something I feel like I have become, you're actually like tempting people into your game because people like underhooks so much that now I'm like, okay, cool. Like I can work what I want to work. Okay?
That was unexpected.
So, otherwise guys, you also will grip your own self, okay? A couple ways of doing this. We have fingers and fingers grip or S grip, okay? Here. Like I said, I have weak fingers, so I like this one the least of the your own grips, gripping yourself. But it works really well. It can be very strong. Even mine's reasonably strong, but I think it's one of the weakest of the hand grips. You also notice there's a concept of the size of my circle. Okay, what I mean is the circle of my arms. You can see it's a big circle. Next grip is a gable grip.
Can I come a little closer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So S grip, big circle. Gable grip, palm to palm. No thumbs, guys. Why no thumbs? Okay, it seems like a small detail. This would be thumbs. For one thing, you're removing your thumb strength from the equation, okay? Your thumbs are kind of isolated there. Also, your thumbs are exposed for someone to grab. And it's not allowed to do small joint manipulation, but some people are finger grabbing sons of bitches, okay? And they'll do it, and it's hard to catch, okay? So your hands are like a paw, like a paddle, gripping palm to palm, and their hands kind of fit together naturally. When you watch like apes climbing, they're usually gripping just with their whole hands like a hook. And just like if you ever play that barrel monkeys game, they hook together really naturally, and they're really strong. It's your forearm and arm muscles, not your hands, that are creating that pressure. If you do work on the rings, people do false grip, where you're kind of curling your arm like a gooseneck and resting that on your actual palm, not on your fingers. Your fingers will wear out long before your forearms and wrists do, somewhat, okay? So using a frame here. You also notice the circle gone smaller, okay? Smaller circle. tighter. We have a wrist grip, so we're gripping like the wrists themselves. So now on the palm, wrist grips. Same kind of concept, curling my forearms, getting here to the wrists, okay? Smaller circle still. Fingers, palms, so S grip, gable grip, wrist grip. And finally a figure 4 grip, where I'm on my bicep and folding it. So it's asymmetric in this case. So my lock is either on one side or the other, and yet an even smaller still circle, okay? And of course you can get even tighter from gripping it going back of my own head. So that's a very small circle, okay? And we can do this at home. Think about progressing. S, gable, wrist, bicep. S, gable, wrist, bicep. Just get really kind of comfortable, because often you'll be shifting these grips. You start off with the S grip, just barely holding on. Then you get a little deeper. Get into my gable grip. A little deeper, a little deeper. And you're sinking in the choke or whatever, okay?
What's your favorite grip?
I gable pretty much everything. There's also a 3-finger grip. And I showed that in some of the Darks videos doing. Like a peace sign, other thumb goes right in the middle, and then our hands open.
Can you do that closer?
Yes. So peace sign, thumb in the middle, grip. And the reason I like this for the Darce is that if this is my arm that's on the neck, when I do this grip, it allows my wrist to stay really straight on when I'm like pinching my elbows together. See my wrist stay really straight. Whereas on a gable grip, in order to get my elbows together, my wrist has to bend. You can see on this side a little better. To pull my elbows together, my wrist is bent here. Puts a lot of torque on the wrist. And I've got old man wrists now. So I've got old man wrists that really kind of hurts when I do that. Whereas this grip, you can see from here to here, my wrist straightened out quite a bit. So it allows my wrist to stay strong and in line with my forearms when I'm doing certain movements where I have to collapse this space, okay? Small detail, you don't ever have to use it. I didn't until recently. My coach Charlie Pearson showed it to me years ago, but it only clicked more recently when I saw this in some Darce instructionals I got from Michael Palladino from EGA in New York. When he was doing it, I'm like, oh yeah, Charlie showed that to me a long time ago. And
Josh Hinger too.
Hinger does it. I mean, it's common, but it's just one of those things that I was like, that's dumb, until I started doing it, and then I was like, oh yeah, actually it works really well.
What did Marcelo Garcia say about grips?
Well, it's all context, right? So
yeah.
And everyone has a different method of gripping. Some people use different grips for different situations. So the real thing is to play with it. See what works for you, because everyone's different. For instance, Kinsey, for the guillotine, a chin strap grip. Okay, can you see that pretty well?
Yeah.
So you can see I'm cupping underneath her jawline.
Hamburger cheese
Okay?
face.
Cheese hamburger face. Okay. Josh Hinger and others will grip the back of their hand. So I can see he's gripping the back of the hand here. That's another grip I haven't talked about. Okay, right here. And they finish the guillotine like that. Marcelo Garcia advocates making a fist and cupping the underside of it. Why? Because once again, people are finger grabbing sons of bitches. Okay. Here, you're kind of cupping the hand, you're pulling it in, but by curling your into a fist, you're completely hiding your pinky. Because people are going to start digging to fight that, and they're going to grab a finger and they're going to pull, and it sucks. And both Marcelo Garcia and Josh Hinger, both guillotine specialists, have big knobby knuckles in their pinky
You also
fingers.
can't see from that position if you're a ref or a judge.
Exactly. The referee can't really easily see that, and they're not going to call it, and it's really annoying. But yeah, they both of those guys like have these gnarly knuckles there from people grabbing their pinkies. So just something to think about. And like, you know, Josh Hinger differs from Marcelo. Both are experts. Both are champions, world champions. Okay, and sometimes it just comes down to preference. So play with the grips, guys. So we'll play like this drill: S, gable, wrist, figure 4. Okay, fingers, palms, wrists, bicep. You can play with that at home. Just kind of play when you're watching TV. Just play with it. Right?
I usually do it at home all the time. I don't know if you noticed it.
You can interlace fingers, but I don't like that very much. I don't do it really anywhere in grappling. Like I said, and also the back of the hand, same thing. It can transform pretty easily to different grips. Okay, you can play with all these different things. Of course, if you have a partner at home, you can play with different grips on them. Make sure that they're consenting, of course. So guys, play with that, see what works for you, and I'll see you on the mats.